You know, George Carlin has a famous line where he says, "It's a big club and you ain't in it," talking about the elite or the establishment and regular people. And every now and then a story kind of slips through that proves him 100% right. And we have one of those stories today. Biden encourages Romney to launch Senate bid. Report. So, listen to this. Former Vice President Joe Biden on Friday reportedly encouraged Mitt Romney to launch a Senate bid in 2018. Biden said Romney should consider a run for the upper chamber during a closed-door appearance with the 2012 GOP presidential nominee in Deer Valley, Utah, Politico reported. The audience at the annual donor conference hosted by Romney applauded in response, though Romney simply smiled. Speculation has swirled for months that Romney may look into a 2018 Senate run should Senator Orrin Hatch, 83 years old, forego re-election. Romney also spoke with Majority Leader Mitch McConnell about the potential for a Senate bid, with McConnell reportedly urging him to run if Hatch steps aside. So, Mitt Romney ran against Obama and Biden, and they were at each other's throats in that election not that long ago in 2012. You remember it, I remember it. You know, Mitt Romney is a loathsome character. People tend to downplay how loathsome he is now because they think Trump is such a bigger wild card and so much worse that, well, you know, come on, Mitt Romney wasn't all that bad. Mitt Romney wrote off half the fucking country. People got mad at Hillary for writing off a lot less than half the country. Hillary said, you know, about half of Donald Trump's voters are deplorables who, you know, they're beyond hope. They're irredeemable, but about half of them we want to reach out to. That's what Hillary said. Go look at her clip. That's exactly what she says, about half. About half of Trump supporters. Romney said 47% of the country, about 47% of the entire country, they're lazy, they're moochers, they're never going to want to help themselves, and we're not even going to try to get their votes. And in his mind, he's saying, yeah, Democrats are moochers and they're parasites, and they're leeches on the system, and we're not even going to try to get their votes because they're bad people, and they're lazy people, and they suck off. Perhaps a poorly phrased thing at this point in time. They leech off of you, the hardworking, good white Republicans in the room. It was at some country club event where he was raising money. So Romney's a loathsome dude. You name the right-wing policy, he's for it. You name it, he's for it. So Joe Biden, you're at some event, by the way, a donor event. Wow. Shocker. Politicians who have been in the game for a long time, going to donor events for seemingly no goddamn reason other than to just be with their buddies and you know, talk about how great each other are. Yeah, aren't we great? Yeah, we're the rulers of the country. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, it's totally great. It's totally great. Biden's encouraging Romney to run for Senate. Why would you encourage somebody who's ideologically opposed to you, Biden? That doesn't seem to make any sense. Why would you, somebody who you ran against, wouldn't you be like, look, I got to admit, man, I don't like your ideas. I think your ideas are wrong. I would love to have a progressive candidate come out of Utah. I would love to. You know, Utah is the most Republican state in the country. So that's hard, but wouldn't you at least want that? Wouldn't you? Yeah, you know, be nice to have a progressive. No, he's saying you should run, Mitt Romney. You should run. Why would you want him to run? You disagree with him on virtually everything. Don't you want your vision to be implemented in the country? Joe, don't you want a progressive vision to be implemented in the country? I mean, when I talk about the stuff I talk about on the show, I'm talking about it because that's what I want to be implemented. I want a liberal vision. I want a progressive vision. I want the U.S. to be a thriving social democracy. I don't want people like Mitt Romney being politicians. But Joe Biden says, no, Mitt Romney should be a politician. He should run. Why? Because it's a big club and you ain't in it. It's not about ideology. It's not about principles. It's not about a competing philosophy. Hey, this is how I think things should be. No, this is how I think things should be. It's about we're both insiders. We're part of the club. So that we pretend to disagree on everything, irrelevant. I want you to do well, you want me to do well. We're part of this elite club where we hold hands and we talk about how great each other are and we raise money in a giant circle jerk of wealth and power. And then we govern the peasants. That's what we do. And this is exactly what's wrong with politics. People say, oh, there's not enough bipartisanship in politics. No, there's too much bipartisanship in politics. Look at this. Look at this. This is as bipartisan as it gets. Hey, I want the person who's supposedly ideologically opposed to me on everything to run. Why would they do that? Because they're in the establishment. They're buddies. The same thing, Hillary Clinton, you know, taking pictures, hugging George W. Bush. The guy's a fucking war criminal. The guy's responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. The guy set up a worldwide torture regime and started NSA spying on everybody. And you're going to take hugging this guy? Like, he did tax cuts that blew $1 trillion hole in the deficit. Screwed over poor people. Cut the safety net. And this is how you're going to treat him? Because again, it's not about, hey, look at what this guy represents. They think we're all part of the same club, so it's okay. And you wonder why, you know, like Congress, for example, their approval rating is it oscillates between 9% and like 21%. It's 21% on a good day. That's the approval rating of Congress. People are like, how can that be? This is fucking why. Because this is how politicians act. It is an insular club where they're really wealthy and they don't care about their constituents. They care about their other fellow politician buddies and their financial backers, their corporate backers. This is what the establishment is. They look out for each other. They don't give a fuck about you. If Biden really cared about you, he would never encourage Mitt Romney to run for office because Mitt Romney is an odious person with odious beliefs that are going to affect you negatively. But he doesn't care.